Have you ever wondered what some business names actually stand for or what they mean? And you would appreciate knowing a little bit more about them so you could have clarity about the direction of the business or the project. Today in Stratosphere Massage, we're going to define exactly what Stratosphere Massage means and stands for in my mind and in my world. So I'm Vivian Price, and I'm doing a project on empowered well-being, and my videos are unedited, unfiltered, and without any special effects. So we just go along and see what comes out. So the name of my project and my future YouTube video or channel is Stratosphere Empowered Wellbeing. And today we kind of had a showcase presentation at the university, and all I did was define what do these three words mean to the general public and kind of what do they mean to me. And it was interesting to hear feedback from people afterwards and say, I never thought about it that way, and see a different perspective or a different light to what I'm offering. So we're going to start from the bottom up. And the first one is well-being. The key word in well-being is the being. So there's so many layers to a being. And we kind of stop at the wellness or the well-being of physical health, mental health. Sometimes we'll get into emotional health. But there's all kinds of health, like the relational health, your spiritual health, and also I consider or take into consideration your generational health, like who came before you, how your ancestors and their lives and their experiences contribute to where you are in your health journey today. So that is for me the actual well-being, and the holistic view is the whole being needs to be well so it can rise up. So I'm going to make a little diagram with what fits here. So there's our being, and there's many layers and parts. Let's say these are the lines from a brainstorm, right, going out. But I like it that when you brainstorm out, it also looks like the being is lit, right? But it's the whole being, all of the things that contribute to this being. How is this being going to empower itself? So empowerment, I also found, has kind of like three different layers to it. A lot of people think empowerment is just going to be like like power. I think I need a better color. And definitely we need power in the mix. This is an energy that is, or else it wouldn't be called empowerment, right? But it's not just only being confident and being brave and taking risks, which some would just call foolishness, right? They wouldn't even call that empowerment. In the business world, empowerment means having like knowledge, being able to answer questions, being able to understand things, having your own initiative, that when a client or a situation or problem arises, they have given you the tools. Here's your little toolbox. I have to draw an actual little toolbox. They have given you a toolbox for you to resolve the problems that arise, and then you feel empowered. And taking it further into well-being, how I actually see empowerment is in the form of a bridge. So if I can safely connect from a heartfelt need or intention inside of me into Here we'll put, do they fit up there? Yeah. Another person, and they get it, they understand. There's enough transparency and clarity between what I'm feeling, and I have safely traveled across this bridge and have been met on the other side by this person, then I'm empowered. Then I feel empowerment. There was no risk involved. There was even maybe no knowledge involved. It was more of like a wisdom or your general or overall notion of nobility, right? That will give you this bridge. Now, where does the bridge go to once I find how does that happen? And that's where the word stratosphere comes in. So, I have another color. You have the troposphere. Here's the Earth. We have the troposphere. The stratosphere is in this range. This is up to 20 kilometers, I think, above the Earth. This is 50. Mesosphere, thermosphere, and the exosphere. Those are not, I thought at one point, I'm like, oh, I could name it exosphere empowered well-being. Like we're on the verge of, like, this one is like on the outer brim of contact with space, right? That's how far we're going to go. And I said, no, we need to take it step by step. We're all here in the troposphere already. This is our layer of frequency and vibration down here. But the planes cruise the fastest in the stratosphere because there's less resistance, there's less friction there. This is a symbolism for my business of, if you go to a higher vibration, if you come out of the troposphere where you're at and you can see things from a different perspective, you will be in the air range of the stratosphere. And here, thanks to the clarity that you have up there, you can ride and go much faster with where you're going. This gives you empowerment, which also gives you well-being. So they all feed into each other. Once I take care of all the parts of my being, I feel safe and I can interact and communicate with other people in this healthy way. And this empowerment gives me a high vibration that keeps me moving through life in this higher stratosphere, which in turn, this high vibration continues to heal my whole being. And I'm just repeating an escalating cycle. And wherever you're at in the stage, just like get on the train and make Stratosphere Empowered Wellbeing something that is a reality for you. And it can start at any stage. So I was really happy with this description. At the end of my presentation, I just simply offered people to subscribe and follow me on YouTube if they were feeling that they were in the path of being a health enthusiast and would like to learn more about how can this happen. This is a new area, a new realm sometimes for the mind to consider, because we are so used to breaking ourselves up to deal with the portions of ourselves. So here, it's taking the portions, like you might need to do that, and then putting them all back together so that then I can construct this bridge to go forward. It might be that as you construct your bridge of empowerment to feel safe, you will have to keep adding elements from the well-being, from your being that's well. There might be some components they're like, oh, I was missing this, I needed that, is the other. But eventually when you hit, at any point you hit the high vibe where you feel like, oh, I feel like I'm stratospheric at this point, take a moment to let that filter and funnel back into the well-being of the being. And this is done through celebration. On my table, on my display, I had one of my options. You had 3 options to notice what you were feeling you needed today: either rest and relaxation, strength and stretching, or wisdom and wine. I did the survey and it turns out the majority of people, I had 10 chips filled with rest and restoration. Then there were 8 chips for strengthening, and then there were 6 chips for wine and wisdom. So it's not counterintuitive to me to realize that most people need rest and relaxation. Most people are feeling that they're on burnout, or they're exhausted, or they really need that time out. So that should have been a no-brainer. But for the fun of it, I was thinking many people will fill out the wisdom and wine just to get the wine. I wasn't offering wine, but it was just a concept in the mind to be like, oh, that's what I would really need right now. But this is a symbolism of celebration, right? A high vibration of like, I just want to have a glass, and either a celebration of my downtime, of my relaxation, or a celebration between other people and other friends. So I really enjoyed the presentation today. I enjoyed sharing the definition like I'm sharing with you now, and sharing kind of what I worked on at the table with clients and people coming by that were investigating what's going on here in entrepreneurship. So thanks for listening, and I think it's worth it to take the time and define specifically what is the name of what I'm doing, and is it in sync with my why. Big hug to you all, and see you in the next video.